Hi again, everyone. It's Sarah. This is my second vlog about medication for generalized anxiety disorder. If you haven't seen part one of this vlog, go ahead and watch that first. That's when I'm going to talk about all the medications that I take, what it's been like, and some of the side effects that I experience on them. This is part two, and part two is talking about what I'm going through right now, and that's titrating my medication or working to take less of it. So, why would you take less medication? Well, when I started taking medication, I thought this is just going to be a short term bridge. It'll be a few months, I'll get back to normal, whatever that means, and then I'll be done. 5.5 years later, here I am still taking medication. But 2019 has been a really good year for me. There's been ups and downs, but I'm really happy in my career at the company. Things are stable, but still exciting. I have a great marriage. I have my wonderful family. We have our adorable cat. Things are going well. And so, because things are stable, I started getting curious. Would it be possible to take less of my medication? Would it be possible to titrate the doses? So, slowly diminish them. I got curious about that. And last week, I was able to get an appointment with my psychiatrist. And he said, yes, let's give it a try. But to be honest, I was really frightened because I had a very negative experience with titration about 4 years ago. I was taking a medication called Effexor, which is an SSRI, so it impacts the serotonin and the way that it's taken up into the brain. And what happened was that I started titrating, and it was too quick, so I reduced the dosage too quickly. A lot of SSRIs or SNRIs, like Fetsima, which is what I take, have a very short half-life. That means within 12 hours, for example, for Fetsima, half of the dose is out of the body. And the shorter the half-life, the stronger the withdrawal symptoms will be. So I was really nervous coming into this because, having already gone through withdrawal on a similar drug, it was hell. It took me 7 months to get off of Effexor, to the point when I was opening the capsules and the little beads would come out from the capsules, and my husband and I would have what we would call a bead counting party, and we would literally count the beads and go down a bead or two a week. These are tiny, tiny doses, but Effexor, Celexa, some of these SSRIs are known for having particularly bad serotonin withdrawal. And what was that like? So, unfortunately, it was really, really severe panic attacks. I was nauseous. I had vertigo. And then the worst symptom was what they call brain zaps. And it more or less felt like my head was in the microwave. Your head just buzzes. Your brain buzzes inside your skull. And it was awful. It was absolutely awful. So I came to my physician, and I thought, this is the time to do it. But I'm also coming in with a lot of trepidation because I know what that was like. So we came up with a plan, and I wanted to share a little bit about where I am in the beginning of this journey, and hopefully give you some updates along the way, just to say this is what it's actually like, but also to have some encouragement for those of you to say it is possible, I hope, to change the dosage that I'm taking. So the medication that I'm titrating first is the Fetsima. So I take 2 medications a day, and this is the SNRI. So it impacts the serotonin norepinephrine in the brain. And what I'm doing is basically titrating the dose 25% a week. So in theory, I take 3 doses a day, and I'm just touching one of those doses. So 2 will stay the same, and the third dose is the one that I'm titrating little by little. So what does that actually mean? Well, you've got these little capsules, and basically you have to break them open. And I've already done these, so they're all dented. And then you can buy at a lot of natural grocery stores, basically these gelatin capsules. And you can use these for all sorts of different things, but they're pretty simple. They just easily pop apart, and then you can put the medication inside. Some medication is a little bit easier because you can cut it, and that's what will happen when I start titrating the buspirone. You can get a pill cutter at most pharmacies, or you can use a knife, but be careful. I have sliced more than one finger with that. So what happens is you take your capsules as they come from the pharmacy, you pour out all the little pieces, And then you estimate as best as you can whatever the new dose is going to be. So for me, try to get about 25% of those out. So I've got a little container of the 25%ers that I'll be using hopefully in 3 weeks, and then create a set of those that are 75%. So then if all goes according to plan after 7 days at this dosage, next week I'll move down to, or sorry, Friday I'll move to a 50-50, and then the following Friday 25-75, and then we're going to try without. This is the goal. Unfortunately, because a lot of SSRIs and SNRIs have very short half-lives, the withdrawal symptoms can be severe. So far, I'm 3 days in, and day 3 is supposed to be the worst. I'm feeling okay. I've had a mild headache the last 3 days. I'm more irritable. But the nausea, the vertigo, the brain zaps, they're not here right now. So I'm hopeful that my body is going to go through this just with some discomfort for the next month. If not, one of the things, a common thing that they do is called bridging. And bridging is when you take a drug that has a longer half-life and you take that alongside of the drug that you normally take. So what that does is that provides a little bit more, just a little bit of extra serotonin to help tide you over. So the drug that I have as my bridging drug, this is my backup, is Prozac. And Prozac has a very long half-life. It's about 14 days. So what that means is that if you take Prozac, it takes several weeks for it to reach the full dosage that your body needs. That also means that withdrawal is really easy because that amount tapers out of your system really slowly, like an old bathtub that's draining. So I haven't had to turn to my Prozac yet, but it's here and it's ready. So should I need to do that, that's what I'm going to do. I've been focused on things that are going to help me feel good, a lot of self-care. So I've been focused on exercising, really healthy eating, a lot of introverting just because I wasn't sure how I was going to feel. So I've been doing fun things at home like jigsaw puzzles and petting the cat and reading, just stuff that's really easy, taking nice long baths. And that's because when you're going through something that's tricky, you should treat yourself right. And getting off of a serotonin drug is tricky, so you should treat yourself right. So that's where I am 3 days into my journey. Thanks for all of your support and thanks for listening. And I hope to come back in the next week or two with another update about the process. And then should that go well, then I can talk about getting off of buspirone dose by dose to see what that's like. Thanks, y'all. Bye.